So now for the spawning, which is a lot of fun. Okay, so we're going to do these. I've made these hill markers right here. These um, must be non-respawn points. These are used for spawning, but they are not spawn points. These are invasion res zones, which are for respawn zones. These are for phase 1. That's what the P1 is, and P2 and P3. These are for phase 1. And then for fire team 1. And now if you have this set to 3, or any number above 3, it'll be used for all fire teams. But you just use that thing and you have 1, 2, and 0. 0, 1, and 2. And that will do for all 3 fire teams. And then you do phase 1 for phase 1, which is your which is supposed to be your front field spawning. And then you come over here and then you have again front field spawning. And I don't remember where I put my phase 3 spawning for elites. And all of these need the team. They need the team set to blue and red, and it only supports blue and red. And then you set the spawn sequence 0, 1, and 2 for phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 for red and blue, so that's a fair amount of hill markers. Then you also have what is called backfield spawn locations, which are invasion res zones. Let me find it. Okay, so then 0 in the spawn sequence is for all spawns, for all phases. To where I have this one set to 0, to where at any point in the game, phase 1, 2, and 3, players can spawn right here for the blue team with the team. So then you have, if you set this to number 1, it'll be used for phase 1, and then 2 for phase 2, and 3 for phase 3. Now you ideally have it in the back of the field, like back here where there's going to be a wraith. Now you can have that for all 3, have like 1 for all 3. Like if you wanted this ghost to appear in phase 2, like it does, you can put it up there by that rock, and then have a backfield set with phase 2. But now that I started talking about vehicles, and that's pretty much the simplest version of spawning. Well, vehicles, they don't have to spawn at the very beginning of the game. You can tell them to spawn at a specific time, and you use this label invasion vehicle. This invasion vehicle, you want to set the spawn sequence to whatever phase you want it to be in. It has to be a 1, 2, or a 3. And this must have a spawn time to it. If you set it to never, it will never spawn because it hasn't spawned yet into the game. And you want it to set for vehicle, you want a team set to it, so that team will get a waypoint to say you have now got a vehicle here. You can also use this on guns. You can use the same label to make bridges, or um, you can use it on guns, weapons, anything you want to spawn into the game. You can use either vehicle, or you can also use um, weapon. For if you wanted to put like a, let's use a competent weapon. If you wanted to put a concussion rifle out here with this, you set team to blue, give it a spawn sequence, and then we want it to spawn with phase 2 with this ghost up here, which we've already done with phase 2. You set it to weapon, and this weapon will not get a waypoint. It'll just spawn in, and whenever someone walks up to it, they'll notice that it's there. So, but now let's say we wanted to use like assault, and we wanted to blow up these towers I've built, which are very simple. We wanted to destroy these towers with what is called a gate. Now, what you do is you set the phase, the last phase it's going to be in, which is phase 2. Then you want it to also be set to invasion gate. And I have a message. And this gate will make it to where it stops being used, like it's been stopped by a gate, and it will not be able to be used, and it will actually delete at the whenever phase 3 starts. So that's what that does. Now, am I missing any? Do not be using invasion platform, man cannon, or invasion cinematics, which those do not do anything. They will not work, and your item that you put as those will not even spawn. With that. And also, if you wanted to just have, like, let's say you wanted to have like a structure appear, and you wanted to be like just with your, let's say like a little vehicle pad. We'll just do something simple for this, because I'm going to delete it whenever it's done. You can create one of these to where it's like up out of the water, and you only want it in invasion, so you can set it to true, the game type specific to true, and set the label to invasion. And with invasion, it will only spawn in an invasion game, and will not spawn in any other game. And that is pretty much all the labels for invasion.